is so much suffering everywhere, whether physical or psychological, whether it's in our own life or immediate surroundings or the world at large. Why do we suffer? What is the root cause of suffering? On the surface, there seem to be countless reasons: loneliness, lack of love or connection, financial issues, illness, insecurities about physical appearance, skills, traits, fears about the future, feelings of not being good enough, and many others. And while some of these may be legitimate and others debatable, underneath all these causes is the fundamental cause of suffering, which is this should not be happening. I don't like what is happening. I would like something else instead. This is our perpetual inner conflict, the fight between what is and what should be. We almost always prefer something other than what is actually in front of us. There is a pushing away of what is and a demand for what should be. This resistance is the root of suffering. If I'm lonely, I want not to be lonely. If I'm sick, I want not to be sick. If I'm angry, I want not to be angry. So, at its core, there's this pattern. I am experiencing X and I don't like X, and I would rather have Y. And because reality doesn't align with my preference, I suffer. Often, we don't like the reality we are given because we are comparing it to something else, something we saw in a movie, on social media, or in our imagination. When we don't like what we are experiencing, many of us try to escape by distracting ourselves through work or entertainment or numbing behaviors and addictions. But these are temporary measures and after a while stop working or even become destructive. Sometimes we do try to achieve that imagined reality, but when we fail or when it doesn't bring the relief that we were expecting, the suffering begins again. Now, this isn't always the case. There are moments when we are in harmony with life, when we like what is happening, moments when we feel loved, when we celebrate, when we are relaxed, like on a vacation. During these times, we fully embrace the present reality. We aren't wishing the moments were different, and so we experience ease and joy. If we look closely, we treasure these moments because we are not resisting them and allowing what is to be exactly as it is. When we like what is happening, we accept it and suffering disappears. But when we don't like what is happening, resistance appears and suffering follows. That's the crux of it. Notice this in your own life. Think of something you wish was different. Maybe someone's behavior, a work or social situation, or even your own attitude about something. Now, just for a moment, see if you can accept it exactly as it is without wanting to change it. In a minute, you can go back to your preference, but for now, let it be okay the way it is. The mind will likely protest, narrating all the reasons why it should not be accepted, all the justifications and rationalizations. But for a moment, suspend those thoughts and let the situation exist exactly as it is and not how you wish it were. And notice what happens. The inner noise begins to settle. Even if you manage this just for a minute, you can feel it. And when that noise stops, when the push and pull stops, the suffering softens or disappears. However, we may want to slice and dice it, whether we agree or argue, the root cause of all suffering, physical or psychological, is wishing things were different than how they are. When things are pleasant, it's easy to accept them. But when things are not pleasant, acceptance feels painful, and so we resist. But no matter how much we may want to resist accepting reality, this is where real change begins. Acceptance does not mean becoming passive and doing nothing. If I accept that someone behaves in a toxic way, it does not mean I open myself to harmful behavior. It means I stop mentally arguing with reality, stop wishing they were different, or complaining in my head about how wrong they are. Can they not see how badly they behave? And instead, take clear practical steps like maybe removing myself from that person's presence. Another point, for bigger life situations, this may not be easy or immediate to be able to accept the situation fully, but we can build this capacity like a muscle. We can start small, practice accepting reality for everyday situations like minor inconveniences, traffic, weather, someone being inconsiderate. As we practice acceptance in these smaller moments, it gradually extends to larger situations. When we accept reality as it is, the energy that is tied up in resistance frees up. From that space, we can respond more wisely and make better choices. This can help us to live a more liberated life where we are not constantly reacting to our likes and dislikes. Accepting what is doesn't solve everything, but it stops unnecessary suffering and gives us room to act. Thanks for watching.